Hey everyone, it's Janis from the Indianola Public Library. I'm back with another group of books that have come into the library over the past couple of months. I didn't want you to miss these because they're pretty awesome. This week I have a group of animal stories. There's something to satisfy anyone in this batch of books. Funny, mysterious, magical, and sometimes downright silly. These animal stories have everything from dogs to birds to elephants, and they're all really good stories. We start off with a group of all kinds of animals in The Great Pet Heist, which is written by Emily Ecton. It's about a ragtag group of pets who will do whatever it takes to avoid being sent to the pound. Butterbean knew she wasn't always a good dog. Still, she'd never considered herself a bad dog until the morning that her owner, Mrs. Food, fell down in the hallway. Now, admittedly, the tile was slipperier than usual, mostly because Butterbean had just thrown up on it. But now Butterbean and her fellow pets have to come up with a grand plan to become independently wealthy so that they can avoid being sent to the shelter just in case Mrs. Food is unable to keep taking care of them. Their initial pile of riches is a little bit grim. It includes things like compression socks, a sparkly button, and a 2-week-old piece of toast. But then Butterbean finds a rare coin in a mysterious man's apartment, and that mysterious man seems to have quite a lot of loot. So then Coin Man becomes the target of a hastily planned heist. A whole pack of pets and one wild rat are involved. And Butterbean? Well, no one would ever suspect a cute little wiener dog, right? Can these animal friends pull off the heist of the century? This one is a silly adventure that I think you'll enjoy. My next book is about a dog who did end up in the pound and the girl who just might save her. It's called Lila and Hadley, and it's written by Cody Keplinger. Hadley, who is 12, is angry about a lot of things. Her mom going to jail, having to move to another state to live with her older sister Beth, even though they haven't spoken in 5 years, leaving her friends and her school behind, and going blind. But then Hadley meets Lila. Lila is an abandoned dog who spends her days just quietly lying around at the local dog rescue where Beth works. Lila doesn't listen to directions or play with the other dogs or show any interest in people. So, when Lila comes and sits by Hadley, which is hardly anything, but it's more than Lila has ever done with other people, Beth thinks that maybe Hadley can help Lila. She tells Hadley they'll bring Lila home as a foster dog, and Hadley can teach her to follow commands, walk on a leash, and be more of a people dog, so she'll be ready to be adopted. Only, working with Lila is harder than Hadley thought, and with her vision getting worse, Hadley has to start taking mobility training. It feels like Lila is too stubborn to train, and like learning to use a cane is impossible, especially while holding Lila's leash in one hand. But unless Hadley can help Lila, she'll never be adopted into a home. If Hadley could just let go of her anger, she might be able to save Lila and herself. This story will touch your heart and tickle your funny bone. Give this one a try. For my next book, we're going to the zoo. It's called The Elephant's Girl, and it's written by Celesta Remington. An elephant never forgets, but Lexington Willow can't remember what happened before a tornado swept her away when she was a toddler. All she knows is that it landed her near an enclosure in a Nebraska zoo, and there an elephant named Naya protected her from the storm. With no trace of her birth family, Lex grew up at the zoo with Naya and her elephant family, her foster father Roger, her best friend Fisher, and the wind whispering in her ear. Now that she's 12, Lex is finally old enough to help with the elephants, but during their first training session, Naya sends her a telepathic image of the woods outside the zoo. Despite the wind's protests, Lex decides to investigate Naya's message and gets wrapped up in an adventure involving ghosts, lost treasure, and a puzzle that might be the key to finding her family. As she hunts for answers, Lex must summon the courage to leave the secure borders of her zoo to discover who she really is and why the tornado brought her here all those years ago. This book is a magical adventure, a ghost story, and a treasure hunt all wrapped up in a really great book. I think you should check this one out. And we stay at the zoo for my next book, which is called The One and Only Bob, and it's by Catherine Applegate. You may recognize this one as a sequel to The One and Only Ivan, but this one stars Ivan's friend Bob the dog. Wisecracking Bob, who's a little bit chihuahua, among other things, now lives with his girl Julia and her parents. Happily, her father works at Wild World Zoological Park and Sanctuary, the zoo where Bob's two best friends, Ivan the gorilla and Ruby the elephant, live. So Bob gets to visit and catch up with them regularly. Now, Bob is, by his own account, no saint. I bark at empty air, I eat cat litter, I roll in garbage to enhance my aroma. In fact, he's certain that he is a bad dog with a capital B. But then, during one of their zoo visits, a tornado hits, and Bob is spiraled into the air and away from his three friends, while the sanctuary is ravaged by the storm. In the storm's aftermath, Bob proves to everyone, and finally himself, that there is a big heart in that tiny little chest. And a brave one, too. Now, the movie of The One and Only Ivan is scheduled to come out in August, so be sure to check this one out before then. My next book is about a hero service dog who maybe doesn't quite understand his new assignment. It's called Zeus Dog of Chaos, and it's written by Kristen O'Donnell Tubb. Zeus comes from a long line of heroic dogs, and he dreams of glory as a canine commander. But he receives a much more dangerous assignment, middle school. And as all good service dogs know, the only way to get through hostile territory is by being invisible. Zeus's new human, Madden, is diabetic, and he wants to be invisible too. That's hard to do with a huge German shepherd at his side to alert him when his blood sugar drops. And it's even harder because Madden makes this noise called music that draws attention. Zeus's mission becomes clear. He must destroy music. While Zeus's training prepared him for his most important job, keeping Madden safe, he discovers that the human world is complicated. As Madden dreams of winning the state band competition and tries to reconnect with his mom, the lieutenant, Zeus must learn that sometimes you need to stand out to fulfill your duty. This is another great story about a dog and his boy and navigating the tricky waters of middle school. Give it a try. And if you think middle school is tricky, try keeping a pony in your bedroom. My next book is called Pony on the 12th Floor. It's by Polly Faber. Kizzy has always wanted a pony of her own, so when she finds a pony snacking on donuts in the grocery store, she instantly knows that she must have him and what to name him. But there's just one small problem. It's not easy to hide a pony in an apartment complex. Getting her new pony in and out of the building daily, finding the money to buy food for the constant eater, cleaning up cleaning up after him, and keeping him out of trouble are constant challenges. Enlisting the help of her best friend Pavel, Kizzy manages to keep Donut fed, ride him around the park, and even hide him in her school's garden. But Kizzy is finding it harder and harder to keep Donut a secret. Will she be able to give him up if it means finding him a better home? Check this one out. It's about a pony, which is always good, and it's an exciting little adventure. Give it a try. And finally, we'll end with another dog story. Well, kind of a dog. It's called Awesome Dog 5000 versus Mayor Bossypants, and this is book 2 in the Awesome Dog 5000 series, which is written by Justin Dean. Time to level up the awesomeness! Ever since discovering Awesome Dog 5000, a robot dog, life for gamers Marty, Ralph, and Skylar has been one epic adventure. But Awesome Dog's spectacular hero work has made front page news, and Mayor Bossypants is not happy about it. When the unveiling of a giant statue of the mayor goes badly and Awesome Dog 5000 saves the day, Mayor Bossypants declares war on the heroes so that the spotlight will be his alone. Meanwhile, the heroes are excited about the release of a sequel to their favorite video game. But when they learn that the affordable version, the meh edition, isn't worth buying, they come up with a plan to win the school science fair so they'll be able to afford the gold deluxe version. When their early science invention attempts fail, they gamble on concealing Awesome Dog 5000 in their machine, which leads to chaos as the mayor's forces zero in on them. This one is silly and has lots of video gamey adventure involved. Give it a try. And that is what I have for you this week. Come into the library and check out some of these great animal stories, and we have all kinds of other stories that are available for you here at the library as well. So come on in, check them out. We open at noon, Monday through Saturday, and then we close at our regular times. So we're looking forward to seeing you. Bye!